Welcome back, folks. Dota Summit 11 CIS Qualifiers final match, possibly final game. Match point here between HellRaisers and J178. J178 up against the ropes in this best of 5. HellRaisers looking like a dominant and indomitable, unstoppable force of nature here, as they've just overtaken J178 game by game. And you know what it is, Liz? Every game, there's always someone else. This time we got a Kunkka coming out in the first phase. But J178, they are committed. Whether it's a Meepo or a Gyrocopter, they believe that at its core, the Gyrocopter is king. Is this just denial at this stage? I feel like this is just denial.
It's just denial because this hero isn't winning games. He's just not winning games. He was broken for a while. He was picked for a while, but now he's just a remnant from the past over which teams don't know how to pass. Like J178, I guess they just don't know what to pick for their carry, for Palantimos. They pick him Meepo or they pick him Gyro, and that's all I've seen from them so far. They're way too stuck up in their ways somehow. They need to find a new strategy, but right now what they need to do is they need to find the way to make this strategy work. Because HellRaisers, they just need one win. They just need this one game and they're done. Slardar might be the way. Slardar might be the thing that brings them up front. It's interesting that they banned out the Nikes and picked Slardar, when Slardar is usually considered one of the best heroes to pick against him. But all right, to each his own. HellRaisers picked a little Crystal Maiden and the Shadow Demon, plus the Kunkka. Kunkka most likely... Most likely what? Where am I going with this? He can be played mid, but they picked him so early that it gives J178 an opportunity to counter it. But instead, HellRaisers go with the Naga.
It's not terrible in the Slardar lane, right? Because you just pressure him out in the Riptide. Slardar is this awkward hero in that he wants to commit to a brawl with you, but that can backfire quickly. I feel like the interesting part
depends on the ally that he's with. Rubik with Fade Bolt can make those illusions pretty insignificant when it comes to damage.
Still, the Riptide does significant damage, is what I was thinking, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the other interesting thing as well is even before we go into this series, Gyro's win-loss was terrible. Like, I think Trent, he shouted out about it earlier today. It was 7 wins and 23 losses in this minor across all regions.
Gyro isn't really the best at the moment. I don't know if it's the way people are playing him or if it's just the other carries that are stronger than him and that are more popular in the meta. You know, like those win rates can also be a little bit deceiving. Sometimes the hero is picked up by teams that just lose no matter what they pick, you know, and there's also that involved. No, for real, there's also that involved in stats.
True, but that's like an extreme example, right? Like the difference there is quite significant. I think the other thing to look at here is, you know, Slardar, it could be the dog's bollocks, but it just feels like that doesn't really impact the Gyro much until much later, right? When you think about the first 20 minutes, Gyrocopter's most of his damage is coming from magical.
Yeah, it is most certainly. You want to combo that Slardar with something different, because even though this hero does allow you to go into the rush pit much earlier than you usually would be able to, it's not all about that, and you possibly want another core that has strong, like single target right click damage that will be amplified by corrosive haze. Now, what sort of a hero are we looking for? I'm not so certain.
But it will
have to be, it will have to be something that's decent versus Quap.
Could this be a TA game?
Exactly. Like, this is what I was thinking even before Quap, and let's see.
No, alright, OD. Okay.
Well, yeah, not really that hero.
Not really synergy either. Not a hero that really benefits from the corrosive haze.
He's a hero that is considered, I guess, all right versus Kunkka, but Kunkka is offlane, right? And he's going to be playing versus Nixon.
I don't know, Liz.
I don't see it as well. It is Pikachu's hero overall, and they will try to make it work. So good luck to J178, because they will need it, as they're 2 games down, and if they lose this match, they're out of the qualifier, and the minor winners will be, the minor qualifier winners will be the HellRaisers.
Yeah, they might not get first, but HellRaisers definitely looking, they'll sure as hell get second. And I mean, OD is this type of hero. You know, we saw earlier this year from tier 1 teams that can carry an entire game on its shoulders, but
he can carry. He can also his pure damage and his orb obviously deals super easily with the illusions, and there's an abundance of illusions on the side of HellRaisers. You have Naga, you have the Shadow Demon that you need to think about. No, overall J178's lineup, I don't mind it that much. I think it's all right.
You're not worried that if their opponents get on top of them, they're in trouble, right? Because I'm thinking like Song, for example, in the X. It's not like J178 has...
I don't see it. I actually like J. I actually like J.
Okay.
I don't see it. Like the more I think about it, I don't see it from HellRaisers. They have the Kunkka up front that's supposed to be their main utility that creates enough space with Queen of Pain, Crystal Maiden, and Shadow Demon. But then you're playing versus a Slardar and Gyro. They need to do very well in these lanes. And I'm wondering, is this Kunkka plus Aloha Dance going to be able to do? Are these two players going to be able to pressure Palantimos and Ogre Magi? Like, I'm not so certain. At the same time, Rubik plus Lardar, they could prove to be pretty strong versus the Naga lane. It all comes down to the rotations of Queen of Pain and the Kunkka. How well are they going to be able to work together throughout that mid game to create a beast of a Naga, and at the same time slow down OD and Gyro a lot? The thing about OD and Gyro is there are these two cores that you can't really say for sure which one of them is going to be the hard carry. Both of them can be position 1 or 2 when it comes to farm priority, right? They have to decide it between themselves right now. Is Gyro going to go for something more greedy oriented, or is he going for the standard drums BKB? If it's that way, and if Gyro is fighting early, then the OD should be the playmaker. He should be the one that goes for... actually, if that's the case, if the Gyro is the playmaker, OD goes for, let's say, a Midas, God forbid, goes late game. If it's not the case, if Gyro is mail-shorming, then OD can go into like 3 null talismans into Force or something more active early on, even a Blink. But we'll see. I believe that 178 have a solid chance in this game. HellRaisers definitely did prove in these first 2 games to be the better side, at least at the moment, but maybe something changes in this third game.
It's a fair way of assessing things. I think my concern is always when I see a Naga in a draft. That's the one thing I'm kind of unsure of with HellRaisers is I don't feel this hero has that great of a win rate at the moment. Because what typically happens, right, is you have this carry that will inevitably farm well. That's a given. But the time at which you need to join the fights always arrives too late for Nagas, or often arrives too late. So you usually end up fighting 4v5 against things like the Gyrocopters and the ODs that can be involved in fights much sooner, with much less net worth. Yeah, we'll see if he can make it pay off. I feel like he's going to have to really pop off in the lane and just make sure Slardar doesn't get a good start. Because if he gets a quick timing on something like a Blink Dagger, this could get pretty scary.
Crystal Maiden rotating mid just for that ward, I suppose, to have that high ground vision advantage versus the OD. It's pretty good. And instantly TPs towards the Naga to help her out. Slardar and Rubik, I believe they can do very well versus 2 ladies on the top lane.
Surprised that you actually wait that long to go place the ward, right? Like, typically you do that if you're up against the Quelling Blade hero in the mid, just because they'll cut down those trees. But that won't happen with a ranged hero.
Oh, Spetushara. He misses the Slithering Crush, and also the fact that he started with the Slithering Crush is
it kind of gives V-Tune an easy first few waves, right? It's like, I'm not at threat of getting bashed and having my CS interrupted.
Like, I'm always kind of on an edge when I come to decide when it comes to the decision of taking Slithering Crush or the Bash of the Deep. Like, you can't really know for sure which one is better in which game. But let's put it like this: if you have a follow-up for that, stun Slithering is much better. If you don't have it, then perhaps getting the Bash of the Deep is better. But it looks like it's working out, at least when it comes to killing these illusions off.
Sure, you don't get too much gold influx, but it's just making sure when level 2 hits, V2 can't pressure with the Riptide spam.
Like, if I'm playing with Alina and I'm a Slardar, I love that Slithering Crush. If I'm playing with Rubik, though, however, I love the Corrosive Haze, and it allows me to mess with the enemy's carries last. It's even better.
No, Bash of the Deep has definitely been the usual build. Typically, you get, 1 point Slithering Crush and then max out your passive.
Yeah, you max out the passive, then you max out the Guardian Sprint. and then you're just very active throughout the game.
Meanwhile, bot, we haven't talked much about this so far, but Happy Diorara, he is more than doing his job, keeping both of them away. And now, actually, trying to set up on a DM, but Aloha Dance will save the day.
might be in problems.
Yeah,
actually.
Torrent.
Palantimus is losing a lot of HP.
One more poison, he's gone. There's no escape from this. The poison's enough to kill him off, even with the stick. I don't think he lives here. Just to be safe,
He's
though.
dead.
Get the 5th, and Aloha Dance gets the kill.
Yeah. It was very, very unlikely that they were going to take down that Kunkka. Also, you were talking about Durara, this ogre, and how much he's been able to do. He's been able to do so much because he wasted all of his region already. Now it becomes a little bit more difficult.
Especially considering DM, he's gone back. Like, this is a bit crippling, but because you got that Gyro kill, you don't miss out on too much in comparison.
Yeah, he didn't even get any experience, so Gyro in the end actually gets a better trade. Yeah, he dies. It's the best for Aloha Dance, obviously, but...
Oh, mid.
Kunkka did not get a lot.
Okay. They were aggressing on each other there. They'll both back off, barely alive.
Yeah,
Advantage.
Pikachu goes back. He has that Shadow Strike on himself, so he needs to wait until he uses the salve. Also, he has to be careful how he uses
Like
it.
Diorara? They didn't respect the level 2 poison.
That's so good for them. Aloha Dance now getting closer and closer to the Arcane Boots. Once he has them, he's just gonna continue spamming them on this bottom lane. They won't be able to lane versus the SD.
Yeah, once DM hits level 3 as well, they just continue killing people. It's so much easier with the X and the Torrent guaranteed. Like, you get 4 to 5 stacks up easily. So they're doing the one thing they can, which is trying to get a kill. Aloha Dance getting low, but Torrent will cover his escape. And CM in the top lane will escape also.
Yeah, some trades here and there.
What's the rune gonna be? Once again, it's HellRaisers are always just 1 or 2 seconds quicker on this, and it matters.
Also, Petushara, I need to say that I dislike his item progression that he went for an Orb of Venom on a Slardar. Not my favorite, but it can work. I just believe that this hero benefits so much from boots, and you need to get them as soon as possible after the Quelling Blade. That should be your priority. Getting an Orb of Venom doesn't help you as much, in my opinion, but...
How do you feel about his
it can
ambitious
definitely work.
set of eyes on this Ags? Like, he's like, okay, I'm just gonna get my brace on my face.
Some puddles. Like, I can't blame him. He wants to be creating puddles.
Splashy the Slardar, huh? I'm wondering if like a blink is just much better here because of the heroes you've got, right? It feels like you want to enable this OD every way you can. Like you mentioned, it's Peak's farm pick. Yep, DM will back off though. Plantimos already has 3 stacks on him, but oh no, Diorara. What? Pause coming out. It's to do with the mid lane though, so no DC for Ogre, but I expect a death. This is going to be very hard to get away from.
He's very tanky. They don't have X marks the spot. They don't have Soul Catcher.
Oh, they don't have enough poison mana either.
I mean, yeah. They're going to have just... What are the stacks? 4 stacks right now, so they can have 1 more stack on him.
And get the max damage and then just stop.
Maybe 1 more if they wait a bit, you know. But the 5 is basically the max damage, and then you usually want to reset it a bit. But yeah, I don't think they take him down. We'll see, though. It's possible. If he takes a few extra hits, it's possible to kill him.
I think the other big deal here as well is that he's being forced off the runes. The runes are now coming up. Looks like 178 is going to make up for it in the top lane, though, so they should get both of these runes.
Yeah, there's no Frostbite on Crystal Maiden, so she can't really make a play around the river versus the Slardar.
There it is. Soga feels the pain, but does inevitably live. Sad part is he's almost burnt through his new regen, and he's on barely any HP. Yes, you're an ogre, but he's been suffering. That early aggression, I mean, it was a gamble, right? Like, if that pays off, Gyro just wins this lane outright. Top. They need to be careful. This isn't a dive moment.
They wanted to dive, but she had a mirror image, of course. They probably don't get that kill. Mid lane, however, Crystal Maiden rotating in.
No, this looks good. Pikachu doesn't have the Astral Lever Sonic Wave just to make this all the quicker.
I love how even the Shadow Demon joined that.
XP!
With the poison from the side. And now it's good because it's a Cartier lane. This catapult will deal a lot of damage to the tower as well.
Meanwhile, bot though. DM is now alone, so they're going to punish that. They'll stun him on the spot and kill him off. It'll take a little bit of time, but... Oh, no, is he going to deny? Nope!
No.
The Rocket Barrage went to him.
Enjoy your nap.
Meanwhile, mid, Bignum. He needs to get out. Aloha Dance is coming as well. The poison through will be enough to bring down Bignum. Even eats the mango. That was more of a screw you mango. I mean, Poshka.
And Aloha Dance loves this Shadow Demon. He's making plays everywhere on the map. He has arcane boots already, level 6. Like, he's doing amazingly. Plus, he has that Crystal Maiden that's giving him bonus mana regen. Like, this is like, he played really well with the Shadow Demon in that previous game too. Not the previous game, but in the series. And overall, he's just on fire in this match as well.
And you just saw Poshka getting rid of himself, deny himself to the tower. I think he was better off with the Ancients there, actually. Even with the additional timer, that was about 12 to 15 seconds for him to get to the tier 2. It's all good, though. In the grand scheme of things, a small missed choice.
In the grand scheme of things, Palantimos is the next scheme that they're scheming here.
I don't think this is a scheme. This scheme sounds way too intricate. It's more like a simple plot. A plot of death. He gets that one on.
Is it though?
Oh no, he's just too quick.
Just little bit too fast. He also has power treads, put on strength, so he's a little bit too tanky to die even with the 4 stacks, I guess.
Liz, so are you getting the feeling I'm getting about this top lane, that they're starting to leave Naga alone again, and that tends to work well for HellRaisers?
Because they can. Like, look at Naga. She's not really contested by the Slardar. Slardar is farming. He's having a decent time. But
oh no,
Naga
I don't mean
actually
from HellRaisers' perspective. I mean the fact that 178 are once again doing this. Meanwhile, on the bot though, Palantimos goes down. All right, they'll get DM, but that's your mid rotating, your carry still dying. That's my concern though, right? They're making these plays here. Do you feel this is more on HellRaisers just forcing them down here constantly, as compared to like 178 just being ignorant?
It is the force. They're forcing them. They're playing around this gyro on the bottom lane. They're shutting down Palantimos so hard that Pikachu and the rest of his teammates have to rotate there. And Petrushara is in this situation in which he's thinking, alright guys, I can come and help you, but someone has to deal with this Naga as well. So I guess I should stay top.
Well, Petrushara's just baited himself in. It may be too late to get out. Oh no, he's gonna TP away.
He knows. He's a smart boy. Be smart.
So Nick's TP is wasted. We'll just move away now. He won't be able to get his hands on the runes. Pikachu picks up that DD and Aloha Dance says Aloha to the mid lane. His dream. Level 3 Shadow Poison is close. DM's already fallen back to the jungle. They're respecting this power spike for Gyro. Like, it's not level 6, but level 5 is just important for the damage output with level 3 Rocket Barrage. Things will quiet down for a moment, but I suspect not for long, Liz. I feel like there's another gank coming in.
I suspect for long. Things will quiet down. You guys can go to sleep because I'm taking a nap as well for the next 2 minutes.
2 minutes? That's ambitious.
Guys, Naga went to the jungle. Just go take a nap, everyone.
But
wake me
they
up
have a Kunkka and a Quap. I don't know if it's going to be that quiet, Liz.
Wake me up in 10 minutes. Vtune has gone to the jungle. That means this game will just be halted for that duration of time. I'm kidding. Like, obviously, 178 will try to make stuff happen. They don't want to have a free farming Naga on the top lane. But instead, it looks like HR are the one that are rotating towards top.
Oh boy. Well, Sonic Wave not required. It's an easy cleanup, which means they can go for more ganks, and the Queen of Pain maybe thinks about TP and bot if she sees an opportunity. After all, they do like to focus around this Gyro. He's been roughed up a decent amount so far.
He's been roughed up, but
he's keeping up.
Yeah, he's keeping up, and there are these heroes that, like, you can harass them and annoy them and abuse them, but once they reach this peak with items, you can't do it anymore. Gyro is one of those.
Definitely Kunkka standing his ground. The poison's stacking up a little. The torrent is good. Leaf through, and there it is. Sonic Wave. They lose the Kunkka, but they gain 2 big kills. Or at least 1 very big juicy kill, because that Gyro, he was just lingering behind in the net worth charts.
They did manage to take down, they did manage to take down DM. Crystal Maiden also dies, but it doesn't really matter as they lose the Gyro once again. Queen of Pain is just rotating very well.
Definitely.
They need those drums on the Gyro. They need to beef him up as soon as possible so that he's able to survive through these fights. One big issue that 178 have got is their only save on the map right now is this OD. And he can't be there for every single team fight.
Well, he can't be there for any right now. Yeah, he needs at least the Kaya before he starts fighting. And that's not that close. You see it straight away. They smoke. He just continues farming. And also, like, last time they got the Kunkka kill. This time, I don't think they even get the Kunkka kill, because look at this. You got your raindrop still, and now you have the ghost ship. Like, Kunkka can destroy them.
Aloha
Unless-
Dance, however, is a great kill though.
Yep.
400 gold for Palantimos.
Perfect opener.
Had Miposhka.
He's got the ward. He knows where he's leaving. Torrent will cover DM as well, but Kairara's chasing. Uh-oh. Alright, OD's getting involved now. He says it's near creeps, which means I'm still interested. Meanwhile, top. Nice rotation again from Nyx. Kunkka is wasting the rest of the
He
time.
has tangos. Oh, he messed up.
Oh, no.
He messed
No,
up.
they know, they know.
Come on, man.
Oh,
The
no.
patting.
They've
No,
got
the
him.
patting messed him up there. Like, he could have TP'd away for sure. But his hero went back. It happens. It really does happen. Like, you're trying to eat your way through. You click. You're supposed to be clicking very close to your hero instead of where you want to go. Because you hit... You like click on middle of a tree and your hero goes back to try to go around it instead. There are some patting problems in Dota still, but we are the problem because we clicked that way and we want it to mean something else. So.
To think, people complain and yet they still want new map changes. You know what that means? More pathfinding bugs. Nyx will find the DD in the bot. Expect him to make a play because Sonic Wave's coming off cooldown. And he's been so aggressive. Nyx, I don't think there's really much you can criticize about the way he's played this game so far on the Queen of Pain. I mean, it's easy to say that with 4-0-1, but like he understands when he has to rotate.
No,
and
definitely.
he
He's been on point. He's been on point. The mid lane was all right. And yeah, he's been doing very well.
And it looks like 178 are going to group up around top. They'll be seen under this ward. It's tough to make that rotation. So instead, Nyx says, okay, DD, just take the tier 1, open up the map, make this easier. Meanwhile, on the bot, V2 already came down here. He'll be able to get that tier 1 tower and continue farming up. Oh, Shadow Demon. Disruption's out. And the game is up. Pikachu, he'll Astral, but Nyx is ready to play SingStar with him. Here he comes. Doesn't even need it just yet. Stun out. Now he might be careful out, but no, he goes down. Bignum puts out the damage. The boat will drag them both back. And they finish him off. The exit control up for Bignum. He's already slowed down. The stacks are starting to build. One more poison might be enough. It's going to be close. Does he get him? Oh, the 5th. He's got him. Bignum should die to this. Meanwhile, they chase down. They find Jairara. Bignum will finally tick out when Aloha Dance realizes he hits the mark. And Pedishara, no! Couldn't get it.
Yes, no, but what about Kunkka now?
He doesn't care. V2's here. Slardar faces an army of his peers and he doesn't want to. Slivering Crush only under 1. He's got the shrine. There's a TP now. You need to get out. You've had your fun and now you must leave.
Oh, David, the rotation. He needs to X-mark the Slardar, I guess, but he went to the low ground again.
Oh, they lost him. He's in the trees. This time. Is the other mistake's going to be made? TP.
Yeah.
Astral's there, though.
They got him. They got him. They got him. It's fine.
I think he might have got out if he just TP'd once he got torrent. Once he got the torrent on the OD.
I was expecting him to try to use his X on the Slard and then continue running.
Yeah.
He could move him back into the spot and then TP away. Or maybe if he juked a little bit better, he'd be able to TP. But sadly for him, they catch him. Then again, for HellRaisers, not really the greatest trade, but it's alright. OD for Queen of Pain. Also, I believe it was the Ogre that fell. So 2 for 2.
Oh, no, they lost. Was it? No, Rubik died at the poison as well. That was the other one.
Bignum died as well, yeah.
Yeah, because Aloha Dance is murdering everyone in this game. There's a reason he's the true offlaner.
Meanwhile, basically what happened during that time is Gyro went top, he took down the tier 1, and that's what enabled HR to even have that fight. They were pretty much certain that Gyro cannot catch up. They saw him show up on top, they saw him porting there, and because of that, they were able to fight so deep.
Slardar. Aloha Dance is just doing whatever the hell he wants. Slardar can't survive it. Just in time for the runes. It just feels like one of those scenarios, you know, those stories you get where it's like there's a beast living near this village. We must send a sacrifice there each week. This Shadow Demon is a beast, and you must send him tribute.
Send him a fish. A big fish.
Some weeks a fish, some weeks a slab of ogre. Every once in a while a gnome to gobble up. There's nothing stopping him. 7-1-4 right now. And quite rightly sitting halfway up the net worth chart past the Slardar now.
He's had a really good start. Like Shadow Demon is one of those position 4s that if you give them a good start, they just roll and roll onwards like a snowball, you know. It's very easy for a Shadow Demon to rack up his farm once he gets those Arcane Boots. Arcane Boots into Atrilance, into Tranquils, amazing. Pretty well played by him so far, 16 minutes in. A lot of net worth on him, 5k almost. More than the enemy offlane, more than his offlane.
It's one of those heroes that we often forget about, right? Because Shadow Demon, it feels like over the years he's come and gone, and every time he shows, he's incredibly strong. Again. I mean, this is at the tower as well. It's 5 stacks, but I think you have to back up. He almost kills him right then with the poison. Rubik moving in, needs to be careful. Goes for a steal, does get the Crystal Nova, and in the end, Miposhka pays for Aloha Dancer's greed. And in fact, Aloha Dance might die too. TP out, just in time.
He's fine. Miposhka tried to go in and finish off the Slardar with the Crystal Nova because that's pretty much all the damage that they needed. Sadly, Crystal Maiden is a little bit too slow. They did smoke up right now.
They need more.
4 of them.
They absolutely need more, because the thing that is deceitful, right? You're like, okay, we stopped their aggression, but that's the support making that aggression, and his carry is farming to his heart's content. V-Tune almost at the 10k net worth mark already. Moving in.
What can they do though? Queen of Pain is going to be the first one.
Nix.
And
he can blink.
Oh yeah, he gets out. This play is very easy if Petshara has a blink. And he would have that blink right now if he didn't buy the Ogre. He would have 2.3k gold. He'd be able to buy a blink. He'd have it. Sadly for them, he's going for the Agonist. I'm not so certain that's the play in this match.
You think he accidentally got confused and thought he's playing Earthshaker? Because I just don't see... You need to be an initiator. It's like, good, but you need to be an initiator in this game, right?
You can be tanky and up front in team fights, so that's where it helps.
How's that tanking helping right now? He's gone again?
Right now it isn't. OD, Pikachu.
Let's get him a Miposhka.
He's scared of a Crystal Maiden. That's really descriptive of a situation that they're in right now. An OD running away from a Crystal Maiden.
Finds the nature of the game right now. You know, the Miposhka is only half as scary as his comrade in the support class. Aloha Dance. If anyone sees him coming, I feel like they just run away unless they've got 2 people plus behind them. And even then, they maybe still die. And already V2 past that 10k net worth mark. He probably gets one other big item. They're probably looking at Skadi, and then he starts to join the fights. Maybe you even go for the Diffusal first at this rate. In fact, I think this is the type of game you can get away with the Diffusal and start joining in earlier, right? Just because of how well it's gone. OD?
Definitely can. We'll see what he opts to go for. There's a smoke, and Naga is actually leading the charge right now. I mean, this Naga, even with the Manta, is strong enough to fight.
Boat in 3 seconds. Now available now. There we go. Jump in. Ogre. Sacrificial Lamb. Not too bad as long as they get everyone else out.
It's good the way these position 5s are placing themselves as offerings. But OD is also one good snack.
Yep. Defensive Astral, but now what? That just sets up the boat. Cooldown might not scare them away fast enough. Nyx gets stunned up though. No, the bash needs to blink out. Able to do so, but Pikachu dying to V2. The desperate Eclipse achieving nothing, and now the Song. They can reset and get ready to go again. They got the freezing field. Miposhka ready to party.
OD buyback.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to make that in time, Liz. If someone would help Miposhka, that'd be great. Sonic Wave? What? Oh no. Luckily there was no steal, but he'll still die for it.
Very interesting the way they played that. I believe if they just go on that gyro, they can take him down. That Crystal Maiden goes in, Queen of Pain goes completely back, even though she has Sonic Wave. Kunkka running away with 100% HP, and Hood and Magic Wand with 18. They could have just killed the gyro there too, but I guess they were afraid that because OD bought back, they're in a bad spot. They didn't really think about all the spells and all the mana and resources that were already expended by 178, because truth be told, 178, they didn't really have a lot of gas left in their tank. They could have fought them.
It felt indecisive though. Now OD can't decide if he's staying or if he's going. The boat's going to come through, and he doesn't have the Science Eclipse anymore, which means Pikachu is dead. Stolen boat. Sent back out, but doesn't hit the mark. V2 needs to get out of this. No Song for 50 seconds. Hard kill nonetheless, especially with the defense of Aloha Dance. Dance coming out. Root on the gyrocopter. Going to get him low. He's going to go down. They didn't get him before, but they'll get him now. They'll clean up Bignum because Nyx is going to chase that down. Petishara might make it out, but if they see him for an X for a second, he's dead. No blink
they
still.
Will see him.
There it is. He's trying to take V2 with him, but that is a stretch to say the least. Meanwhile, Bignum did get out because he stole the blink. But in the mid lane, the Happy Dairara, luckily for him, he's a tanky boy. Nyx doesn't have the damage.
I just have to mention that this Naga, V-Tune, he has had 0 deaths so far in all 3 games in this Grand Final series. V-Tune, my friends, is without a doubt.
No, he's playing godly Dota right now. I think it would be fair to say, like, while they didn't get the first slot, if I went by at least second day standards, obviously, he's been the best performing player. Bigdom will escape. It's just Blink. You can't easily find him here. You're gambling. It's a game of cat and mouse. But no, seriously, like, I look at V-Tune right now, and I like the way he's getting involved in Naga. Like, I think it's, compared to, for example, Epileptic Kid in the VP lineup, the way that they play this Naga, the way that they make space for him and they realize their timings, works a lot better than it did for VP. I think VP is maybe spending a bit too long farming, but V-Tune's looking to be active.
I have to agree completely. I believe that's about the player more than about the team, because the Naga player has to also decide when to get involved. And this new Naga with 3 raid bands and the Manta is more than capable of fighting. Obviously, it changes from one game to another depending on what heroes she's playing up against. But in most scenarios, Manta, 3 raid bands, power treads, you're good to go. You can start fighting. Contributing at least. You don't have to go like...
You don't have to fully commit, but you should be in the neighborhood so that if a fight goes down...
Just your illusions can destroy supports. Just your illusions at that point are strong enough. That's basically the fact. This new Naga is very strong.
Also benefits other heroes. Like the Kunkka loves to have that Riptide effect coming in. Even if he doesn't have big damage items, he still does significant damage, even with the damage talent alone. And now, with the damage out from the Siege Creep, they should be able to take this tier 2 as well, and the map is getting awfully small. I mean, look at this from 178. You know they're scared when the entire team comes for arguably the most worthless tower in the game.
Not arguably, it is the tower that everyone just ignores usually. It's a tower that doesn't really give you a lot. The dire side already has the entrance to the bottom lane throughout the shrine or the tier 2. It doesn't really matter. And also the radiant access to the small camp and the hard camp is already difficult enough. So that the place where Slardar is farming, that is. So it doesn't really matter if you take down that tier 1 or not.
Fair point. And speaking of Slardar, he almost has his Aghanim Scepter online, but I don't know. I just feel like while it's going to be good because you're stuck in your base, I feel like if you had a Blink Dagger, you wouldn't have to look at it that way, that this Ags will be great when we're sitting in our base, guys. And you will be, because Roche is being done right now by HellRaisers.
They're not even thinking about going there at the moment, at least, as they're just out pushing the lanes. They're even scared about going uphill here. They have no vision. OD is the bravest one, it seems.
Brave Soul is spotted out, though. Too late. Need to abort. Get out right now. They're coming. They want to force that BKB.
He has a BKB, but no TP. So
They have
he has
Song.
to be careful how he uses it.
Pushed up. There's the defensive Astral. They can set up with the Torrent, though. When he comes out, oh my god, the damage already. No, the BKB does nothing. He's dead. Dararo will go down as well. What was that, Pikachu?
That's Skadi completed on Naga. And now also there's a gyro.
Have mercy for the gnomes. They're an extinct kind.
Sleep well, little prince.
Sleep forever. I mean, I know Pikachu usually doesn't like being put in Pokeballs, but it feels like Pikachu in this game is too often sticking himself in his Astrals and paying a price for it against a lineup that loves the easy setup.
Also a lineup that's been chasing him as he's retreating from the rush. Also Rubik is falling here for sure.
But look at the good news. Look at the good news, Liz. Pedushara has his Ags.
Pog.
Splashy,
He's
splashy.
gonna make a puddle.
It's
There we
a
go.
paddling pool. Does anyone want to come play with me, he says? No? Okay, you just take the buildings. I'll stay back here.
There, they sent him a friend, Illusion, to play with him.
Oh, we
What
got
a
more
nice
friends as
guy
well.
with you.
Wow.
Yeah. Look, 2 more Illusions to play with. HellRaisers, they are content with one side. Perhaps they can go now and take some shrines, as Jaro has respawned too. No need to pressure them anymore. You're still playing a Naga. You're happy with the state of the game. You're more than content with just farming and chilling a little bit. By the way, this whole game has been enabled completely by the Shadow Demon and Kunkka. These two have been playing out of their minds. Shadow Demon, especially after that laning stage, but Kunkka also enabled so many kills with the X marks the spot.
Oh, you
I was
got
doubting
Nyx
this
as well.
pick for real. Yeah.
The rotations were on point.
Of course, Nyx. But Nyx, like, he comes there to finish off the kill or to do the damage. Kunkka and Shadow Demon, they're the ones that make the plays. They're the ones that actually catch the target and contain it there, control it until Nyx is around.
I think the comparison, right, is we say that what Nyx's role's been in this game is kind of expected. And, you know, he's been on point. But what you're saying is DM, the way he's been able to rotate, same with Aloha Dance, how he dominated the early game. That's not what's to be expected. Like, you like this idea of the Kunkka who's going to save you in these big team fights later on. But they've been so on point with shutting down the map and making sure 178 felt starved out. And as a result, you can see they're just stuck in their base now. More splashy puddles from Petushara, but it stops them getting in. It doesn't allow you to get out and do anything is the problem. Maybe that's the plan. Maybe Petushara is trying his version of what an offlane Tinker would look like in the form of a Slardar. Scare them away with zonal effects. There's the smoke. Pikachu has to initiate is the problem, but Miposhka, perfect target. A poor little maiden. But they're scared. They're like, wait, if the maiden is here, there's got to be people nearby, because there is no way this squishy little crystal maiden is that far forward alone.
Imagine smoking up, going outside of your base, seeing a crystal maiden and running after. Just imagine that. Imagine how poor you have to be feeling at that moment.
Maybe maybe it's the ferocious dog.
Have to be.
They're scared of the dogs.
It's a crystal. Oh no, it's a crystal maiden. Run.
And her puppy. Don't forget the puppy, alright?
In any case, they're in a bad spot. They need to smoke out of their base so they're able to take at least one side of the map so that this Gyro can continue farming. They need him to get his BKB, but right now he's unable to do so. And by the time he gets that BKB, this Shadow Demon is going to be way too big, and his demonic purges will just control them.
You can't burst him either, because he went for the Ellen disc in this game. Like, Aloha Dance has just been on point. Item build, rotations, positioning, like...
Skadi and Butterfly now completed on the Naga too, so you have more problems than just this little Shadow Demon.
To be honest, I think they were happy with just the dog and her maiden as the problems. Turns out just recruiting your own dog, Lizard, to the cause has been enough to scare off the entirety of 178, as they refuse to leave their base other than in groups of 3. And this is only because they know that HellRaisers is coming for their base right now.
We have a smoke. We have a smoke right now. There is a BKB on Gyro, but they might force him to use it right now.
He doesn't want to. They actually just ignore him. Well, sending the illusions. He might die here. Sonic Wave through. Not enough to kill him. The boat not there in time. He did get his BKB off, but doesn't really do much with it. And they'll just leave after taking the range racks.
They are missing catch so hard. I just want someone on this team to get Blink. They need a Blink on Rubik or Slardar so badly. I mean, I don't know if that will help them anymore. They needed it earlier, but right now, I'm not certain that even helped. Okay, he just switched. He was selecting something else, but now he has Blink Dagger in the quick buy. That's Shara that is on the Slardar.
He's had it in there for a while, but it's just this Axe. This Axe has done nothing.
Absolutely nothing, yeah.
Your base is slowly dying.
It's really hard to justify. Shadow Demon has been caught on the bottom lane, but the force is there, and he's fine. Axe on Slardar is really hard to justify. You have to know when to get it. You can't just purchase it in any game. In this game, it was definitely not the play. There's too many targets that you need to get on top of early on and easily in order to take them down. Absolutely.
And now you're in a bigger problem as well, because this is the type of game where having these BKBs can punish you, right? Because the Naga. You BKB, she songs, her team just obliterates you. And this OD isn't at a stage where he can handle multiple heroes at once. You know, it's not that spooky boy that flips a few kills, drops the Science Eclipse, and kills the entire team. He's far, far behind his opponents. I'll just calm down the moment because Roche could be up in just under 2 minutes. There's no point risking this. You're 20k up. And maybe we get to the numbers we saw earlier today with the All But Gold series. But this feels even more definitive.
The thing is, though, we're talking about HellRaisers and, oh, we see a smoke from J178. Let's see. Naga is retreating instantly, though.
It's a hard kill, nonetheless.
Retreating straight into them, though.
They're going in. Do whatever you want now. You know they're coming. It's holding on to the song for the moment. Throws out this there. Going in. What? Sonic Wave that was stolen down to half HP already. Disruption save's going to be there. BKB used by Pikachu but purged up. Now, Science Eclipse trying to get her out in time. She's still got the song, but she hasn't actually thrown it out yet. She's just run over the high heels. Palantimos chasing right now. Because the BKB is active, he has to keep running. V2 can't turn around, but he will die. Could look to get back in. Sonic Wave. Pikachu left behind. Nyx is just dominating the fight now. Yes, you kill off the Naga, but you throw everything, including the kitchen sink at it. which means Nyx is free to do what he wants. And the
But you're
creeps
fine with
are
that.
free to do what they want.
They won't push afterwards. This Queen of Pain isn't strong enough to push on her own. They won't get any objectives. Rubik he did buyback for some reason, and that's a small win. But overall, that Naga could have just used the song and waited there for her teammates. Instead, for some reason, she turns and goes ham straight into them. She gets obliterated, and OD does die, but Naga is a much bigger kill, as that's the first death of VTune in this whole series, and he has fed 1500 gold to the gyrocopter for that.
Deeply concerning. He's been on point for so long. It isn't like he's just been feeling too confident all this time. Like we said, he hasn't died a single time. But Ishara is actually going to die here. The damage is overwhelming him. Or is he? There's the root. They get the kill. Plantmos BKB's off cooldown, and Miposh is left behind as a sacrificial lamb. You might find more. Home missiles coming in. A low hard dance. Has got the disruption. So you can't kill him off.
Naga is an incredible hero. She's playing a game in which she has no counters. In this game, though, there are heroes that can deal with the illusions. Shivas is purchased on the OD2 in a matter of seconds now. There's Gyro. There's the Puddle Man. And there's Rubik as well. So these Naga illusions, even though they look very scary at the moment, might not look that scary in after a few more teamfights if she feeds a couple of times like she just did.
Oh.
So they have to be careful about the way they continue playing this match.
This
and
is
she's
scary.
running straight into them.
He has a DD. He's feeling himself too much again. Nyx jumps in though, scares them away. Big them getting low. BK from Pikachu, but he's dying way too fast here. He's just gonna go down. Completely wasted opportunity for him to even try and make a fight happen later, as the final tap's going to come in. He's dead. Dairara gets dragged back to his death as well, and now the choice is yours. Do you Roche? Do you go high ground? The world is your oyster. Probably go straight to Roche, in fact. DD's still running.
You have 50% left on DD. No lanes are pushing in. You can choose. It looks like they're positioning themselves as
high ground.
They want to go high ground, yeah.
I mean, it makes sense because they know there's no buybacks, right? That's the thing. Because the Shiva's purchased by the OD, especially. So they'll move in. This won't take long either.
J178, man, they don't look nearly as good as they did yesterday.
No.
When they just obliterated HR and the other team they played against. Very unfortunate.
Definitely haven't been seeing any styling in this game. Purge out and Plantamos. He's got the BKB, but that won't help him escape that quickly. He'll stay alive, but BKB used defensively. They're going to take it all. It's going to be mega creeps. Jump in. Slardar's got a splashy pool of fun, but it's not looking so fun for him anymore as he pills in the water. And they'll just clean it up. This is just going to be an easy win for them.
OD is alive, Gyro is alive, so perhaps one side will stay up. Let's see, Gyro has no BKB now. They should dive him.
Moving in, Pikachu, BKB is up, Gyro low, Sonic Wave's enough to bring him down. Pikachu controlled up the duration of his BKB. Finally, V-Tune uses a song. He says, screw it, I ruined my perfect streak, but I will stop at one death. Sainsclips comes out, Sonic Wave, V-Tune getting low. Disruption saves him, Aloha dance on point again. Pedishar trying to get people to play his puddle, but no, he's just the creepy old man in the children's swimming pool. No one wants to be anywhere near him. On the other side of the fight, they dive even deeper. They find another one of Big Nim as the GG comes out. It's going to be a clean sweep. HellRaisers 3, 178, 0, and 0 chance to get into the minor as HellRaisers take the second spot, and Nyx ends on a rampage.
I mean, well-deserved rampage to end this game for Nyx, even though he did get it on heroes that did disconnect. But overall, very solid performance by HR. Looking forward to them in the minor. They just dealt with J178 without any problems. jfshfh178. jfshfh178. They didn't really stand a chance versus this refreshed and renewed HellRaisers of today. V-Tune just played out of his mind, and not even the Meepo of J178 helped them out. And my dog agrees.
Yeah, your dog agrees. We had a third panelist in, and he was a bit biased because he saw one of his brethren on next to the Crystal Maiden. But no, fantastically played. Bit of a shame that V-Tune ruined the perfect streak, but he learned his lesson. You know, we won't praise him too much because he died once. We're doing a nice little stat to show there. I don't know if...
Shame on you, Naga. How
did he die today?
In 3 games, you died once. How dare you, man?
Wait, did he die once today? Like, if it wasn't for that death, would he have died once today at all? I don't think he would have.
I think so. You think? How many games do they have? We cast the 2 series of theirs, right? So
Actually, they might have died in the All But Gold one.
He
Yeah,
died
he did.
in the
He died a
first
lot. Let's not hype him up. V2 didn't do that good. Nah, too many deaths in the day. But HellRaisers, they stomped their opponents. They secure that second spot, and they do it in style with a 3-0 victory in this best of 5 over J178. Commiserations to them. However, that does bring the CIS coverage to a close. And with that, it actually brings mine and Lizard's qualifier coverage to a close. I believe we're done
Feels
here, buddy.
bad, man. But it was really a lot of fun to cast this minor qualifier with you. These CIS bros, I meet them a lot in my pubs. They flame me a lot. I flame them a lot. And
Now you have more justification to flame them.
It feels good to be able to flame them from the distance when you're holding the mic, when you're holding the spotlight as well. But they are all on a really good upward trajectory. They're playing better and better every time I see them. All these players, they're improving. Everyone but All But Gold. I'm kidding. Gold but Gold, they're also fun to watch. As I said before, that team is...
They might not win.
Very, very interesting.
They might not win.
But they bring the fun. They bring the position 1 Night Stalker, which is more than enough for me.
Exactly. And, the other interesting part is, I think it was all just clean sweeps. Every single series. It was 2-0s and then a 3-0. There wasn't a single one that went to a third game. But that's deceptive. Right. There were some games that were close. But...
There were series that were close as well, like the first HR versus J178, but we had no games going like one way than the other. No matches that were 2-1 or 1-2, just clean sweeps.
Absolutely. Well, that brings us to a close, though, folks. Thanks for tuning in. It's been Killer Pigeon Lizard. Our coverage is done. We love you, but we must leave you, and hopefully we will see you all again very soon. Mwah.